How y'all doing, everybody? Welcome to the Bayou Ballers podcast. We are back live after a short, nice break of not being live for a good time. But it's a special day today, Trey. You know what the day is?
What it is, bro.
It's the season of Virgos, but it's the day before football season back. So Thursday night football tomorrow, y'all. We finally get football back for so long since February. And I'm excited. How you feeling today, brother, before we get into this live show?
Man, I'm feeling good, bro. It's like first day back at work, but shit, a couple days is back to being off, so I'm excited.
Okay.
Excited for everything, but ready to get to work.
Okay, for sure. We got a little things we're gonna touch on, y'all. We're gonna touch on a couple deals that just went down. We're gonna fly through them a little bit because we got things to do. But we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
touch on the Chiefs and Ravens predictions for tomorrow, season opener. That's gonna be a heavyweight battle. And we're gonna get to our Saints record predictions. I seen a lot of people throwing out what they think how many games they think the Saints gonna win. And me and Trey, we did this about a couple months ago
Yeah,
before free agents were picked,
for
training
preseason, yeah.
camp. Yeah, so we get to see the outlook of the NFL and how teams improve. You know, the Falcons added Judon and Simmons. So we both landed on 10 wins about a month and a half ago. So we're gonna see where we at now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna go from there. But we're gonna open up the show with Patrick Surtain resetting the cornerback market. Adam Schefter dropped this bomb. Many people see Denver Broncos cornerback, by the way, as the best cornerback in the league.
Mm-hmm.
At least top three. What a lot of people got him and the young guy Sauce gone up there. What's your take on the deal from the Broncos giving him this big bag? And as we know, the Saints got a couple cornerbacks coming up who need to be signed as well. And do you think their deals will compare to his, or is he the Justin Jefferson of cornerbacks?
Um, I don't think he's. So I'll say this: built by Bama, baby.
Okay.
And shout out to the young guy getting paid. Now
Okay.
I don't. Where I think Justin Jefferson separates himself or has separated himself in his tier of
Mm-hmm.
wide receivers, just kind of based on the personal accolades and everything like that. I'm not so sure Pat Surtain has separated himself like that. I think
Mm-hmm.
he is one of the best cornerbacks in the league, especially in his kind of age group. But it wouldn't surprise me if somebody surpasses him. Like if
Mm-hmm.
Sauce were to surpass him, that
Right.
wouldn't surprise me. I don't think. I think it does help the Saints in that I don't think Adebo is going to surpass him
Yeah, I agree.
because he's kind of been our cornerback one by default because Sean's
Mm-hmm.
been injured the past couple of years. But I think it at least kind of helps the team, like whether it be the Saints or some of these other teams trying to figure out what they're going to pay their young cornerbacks. Kind of gives them a little market of do
Mm-hmm.
I go over, do I go under, how far under do I go? Go. So I think that'll be helpful in the
Mm-hmm.
long run. So that's kind of good. But
He
you
could be a
know,
good measuring stick for cornerbacks.
exactly. He's
Mm-hmm.
again, he's one of the best. Who else is Denver going to pay? I think they had to kind of secure this guy. He's
Mm-hmm.
done nothing but good things for them since he's been in the league, and so we just hope that he takes that next step
Mm-hmm.
forward and tries to solidify himself. Same way I say,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know if he's necessarily separated himself where he's the undisputable number one. I don't think
Right.
that's the case, but maybe this is an opportunity that he can do that, and this is Denver showing that they believe that he can do that. So,
Definitely a great draft pick. And what the deal was 4 years, 96.5 million,
mm-hmm.
77.6 guaranteed. And I saw a comment that said a 40 million gap between the best receiver and arguably the best cornerback. With Jefferson making 140 and the
Yeah,
cornerback making 96. So that's
mm-hmm.
that's kind of a big deal. So
Yeah.
players, y'all growing up, get to the offensive side of the ball.
Travis Hunter.
Right. Yes, Travis, please get to the wide receiver position. But we're gonna move on to another team. The 49ers getting deals done. Brandon Ayuk. I think they got this done like a day or what, a couple days after we did our last show.
Yep. Yep.
And Trent Williams are back with the 49ers. Brandon Ayuk after trade requests, flirting with Mike Tomlin, flirting with Jaden Daniels. He's back on it. Both us agreed a good deal for him. What was it? 4 years, 130,
120, I think it was.
120. Yeah, because they
Mm-hmm.
averaged out to 30 million per year. So 4 years, 120. Fair deal for him to me. And I didn't see the numbers on Trent Williams deal. Did you see it?
I have not, but I know they
Yeah.
paid him pretty well from what I heard. So I haven't
Okay.
seen the numbers.
What's your thoughts on Ayuk deal? 30 million a year came same as Tyreek, under CD Lamb, other
Hmm.
Justin Jefferson, and a couple other guys, AJ Brown, and I think
Yeah,
one more guy. But I tied
bro,
with Tyreek at 30 million.
I think you'd agree. I'm just glad it's over
Yes.
because it was starting to get frustrating. Because it's like,
Uh,
bro, like sign something. I don't know what the price is, but damn, sign it. Stay with the team because
and it was
y'all need each
reported
other.
this deal been out there. This been a
Hmm.
deal that they've been offering him. So I'm trying to see, what did he actually want? Did he want one CD signed? Did he look at CD and be like, all right, I'm not getting that?
You know what? I think that's part of it.
Hmm.
Because maybe he was hoping he could possibly get that 34 right under Justin Jefferson,
Hmm.
like if he got his money first. But I think the Cowboys and the 49ers kind of try to play hardball, maybe a little bit with each other to figure out where they were going to have each receiver kind of go. And obviously the Cowboys couldn't wait any longer because CD is their receiving core right now. So getting him where he was, I think they kind of made Brandon Ayuk to a degree, his representation, say, you know what, man, that offer they have, it's not that bad. It's kind of in your market. So take the deal. It's a 4-year deal. We loving those right now. You'll be back on the market again,
Yep.
kind of in the twilight or prime of your career still.
You get a chance
Get
to
another
re
big
up.
payday. So
Okay. With the Trent Williams, since we don't got the numbers on Trent Williams, we all know though he's one of the best offensive tackles ever.
yeah,
Well, we don't have to say arguably for him as the best left
yeah.
tackle in the league right now. Even though he's a little older, Trent Williams been doing this since Washington. He's been a stud since he came into the league. He's the
Yeah.
epitome of consistency and star-studded player. So Brock Purdy gets his blanket, his safety blanket over there.
Mhm.
Um, and I don't see nothing wrong with this. Trent is gonna hold out. He held out in Washington before he was a veteran, so I know he gonna hold out every year no matter what. He's that guy who's not gonna he's not obligated to go to the voluntary OTAs, mini
Yeah.
camps. He's at that point in his career where it's time for a ring for him, and hopefully he gets it, but just not this year. After the Saints get out, so that's how I feel about him. Any other thoughts on Trent Williams, bro?
Man, look, San Francisco needed it. I always talk about how I felt like Brandon Ayuk is more of a product of a system and they could figure
Hmm.
out something for him. It's going to be hard to figure out that left tackle position if Trent Williams isn't there. And
Yes.
we saw in some of the games he missed last year, Brock was not himself,
Hmm.
struggled a little bit. And so when you have a young quarterback that you're eventually going to have to invest a ton of money in, keeping him upright is the biggest need right now. And Trent Williams can do that. um, I'm really curious. I can't wait to find out what the terms are because I think at some point, given his age, they're going to have to address the left tackle position. And so I wonder if they got a deal where they pay him a good bit of change that he can feel comfortable going out with, but also a way where they can try to get somebody in behind them to
Hmm.
start developing for the long term. So I'm curious.
Okay. And that's pivotal because this might be the
Yeah.
last year they can have all these guys before paying Brock Purdy.
Ooh.
So we'll see how Brock Purdy performs this year. If he performs how he been performing, he's
Mm-hmm.
still gonna get some money, I assume. They
Mm-hmm.
paid Jimmy Garoppolo, and Brock Purdy has been probably, I would say, at least better than Jimmy has been, at least with the Niners. So
Uh-huh.
we'll see how they perform with all these guys paid. And Debo might be gone after this year with IU
He
getting
might
that
be.
deal. So and I
Man,
just seen, go ahead.
sorry to cut you off. I got the numbers for
Hmm.
Trent.
Okay.
3 years, 82.66 million, which is $48 million in updated guarantees, and a
Ooh.
$25.69 million signing bonus.
Ooh, I love them signing bonuses, bro. That's like a lottery ticket, right? That a signing bonus. It's like
Put that name.
deposit to right.
Yeah.
Like, give me the pay quick. I'm coming
Have the
to the
other hand out.
contract. Right, just put it right here. Put that check right here. Look, man, them signing bonuses are crazy. But 3 years, 82 million. That's about what,
Mhm.
28 million, like 27 million, something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Big money for Trent Williams, man. He
Yep.
deserved it. That might be his last contract of his career, but He gonna get
Yeah.
all of it, I believe.
Yeah,
We
because he's
gonna move on.
36.
I saw tweet a side note by the Saints tweet that Adam Schefter said, the Saints will unveil their renovated 540 million 50-year-old Caesar Superdome in time for the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Saints owner Gail Benson contributed 180 millions towards the renovation, paying for a fully updated and state-of-the-art locker room. So it will be ready by the Super
Super Bowl.
Bowl, which is good because we don't need nobody to have the lights going out again. Uh, so
Mhm.
we'll see who perform this time. But good
Mhm.
job, Gail Benson, updating the Superdome.
Yeah.
It's about time. We're gonna move on before we get to our beloved Saints. We got one more topic, y'all, and this is Thursday night football. Football is back. We gotta have some drops, bro, for our game pick. We gotta have like
Mhm.
videos swooping in, and we're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
face each other this year with competitiveness for game picks. See who the most accurate throughout the season.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, so we're gonna start the Chiefs and Ravens AFC Championship rematch. What is your prediction for this game? And who do you think? And do you think the Ravens have to beat the Chiefs?
But I'll answer the second question first. I don't think they have to beat the Chiefs, but
Mm-hmm.
um, I think to a degree they want to beat the Chiefs in a way to prove to themselves that they can get it done,
Mm-hmm.
um, and kind of get that monkey off the back. Albeit it's in the regular season, um, they may meet again in the postseason, and you have to do it again when it truly matters. Because I believe both of these teams will be playoff teams, but uh, I think the Ravens are going to come out just kind of having that bitter taste in their mouth from losing on their home field, a
Mm-hmm.
game where they had every opportunity not only to just win but to run away with the game. When you think about the turnovers in the red zone, when you think about Lamar being hesitant to run the ball and extend drives,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to come with it on their mind. They've had some changes defensively. Their defensive coordinator got hired as a head coach in Seattle, but um, I think they still got the players. They added Patrick. No, they didn't add. Never disregard
Eric
that.
Henry.
They added to their defense, so it'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
But I got Kansas City always is iffy to open the season,
All
and
right. Lost
they
to
still
Detroit
trying to figure
last
out
year.
their wide receiver situation.
Yep.
So I just think Baltimore has the more complete team and
Mm-hmm.
more, I guess, identified or team with an identity right now. I would
Mm-hmm.
say. So I think they're going to start off hot this year, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
starts tomorrow night against Kansas City.
Um, like I like the identity point you made because we know Baltimore is hard nosed. They're gonna run the football. It's crazy ironic they got away from running the football in the biggest game of the year. So,
Mhm.
but and Derrick Henry, I think that'll give them more incentive to give the ball just their workhorse who
Mhm.
they always ran by committee. So giving it to one Bell Kyle and Derrick Henry who's gonna wear the defense down. This might be a new look for the Chiefs, even though the Chiefs had a tough defense last year. I think they were like top
Mhm.
2 or top 3, and they lost L'Jarius Sneed. Nobody's talking about that. Like
Mhm.
Sneed was a scrub or something. He was a legit quarterback, number 1, 2 with him and McDuffie. I know
Yeah.
they let him leave because McDuffie's a stud too, but I want to see who fills in on that across from McDuffie if they're a liability over there. I know the Ravens pass offense hasn't always been the greatest, but they're great off play action. Lamar gets out of the pocket, improvises, make plays with his legs. So I I know this is a little boring take, but I'm going to agree with Trey. I think Baltimore will win this game. And I think they come out with some confidence, knowing that they had that game last year, like you said, and they just got away from it. Zay Flowers fumble at the 1 yard line again. Sneed with a big play. So I think Baltimore will take this game and start the season 1-0. And this might be
Mhm.
big for home field advantage. So
Yeah.
I know the Chiefs beat them in their hometown this year, last year, but still having home field advantage throughout the playoffs is a big deal. So I think Lamar gets it done. Lamar and the Ravens gets it done. Now we get to the guys who give us heart attacks every week.
Yeah.
The New Orleans Saints Super Bowl, coached by Dennis Allen, ran by Gail Belton, managed
Mhm.
by Mickey Loomis, quarterback by Derek Carr, playmakers, Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Alvin Kamara. leaders on defense, Demario Davis, Cameron Jordan. What would they do this year, Trey? We'll start with week 1. This Sunday, September 8th, against Alabama quarterback Bryce Young.
Yeah.
12 o'clock game, noon Central Time. Will the Saints start off 1-0? I'm gonna pull a schedule up for you guys too. Y'all might gotta clip that. That was one of my best calls
Well,
right
about to say, y'all see that? That man got his announcer voice on.
there. Y'all might gotta clip that. I sound like Jim Dance up here. But I'm gonna pull a schedule up while you go on what you think about this week one game
Yeah,
against
I
Carolina,
think
bro.
week one. I think week one, the Saints will win this game.
Mhm.
I don't think it's going to be like I saw somebody talk about it's going to be a blowout. I was like, I don't know what New Orleans Saints team you watched or NFC South matchups for that matter that you
Man.
watched over the past 20 years, but blowouts don't normally happen. Like what
Mhm.
we did to Atlanta last year was an anomaly. That's just not the typical thing between NFC South teams. I think it's going to be another ugly win.
Mhm.
I still think there's some work on our offensive side of the ball. 8K was injured throughout the offseason.
Mhm.
Uh, Still trying to figure out our O-line situation, wide receiver depth, and them being hurt throughout the offseason. So there's going to take some time to get acclimated to Derek Carr. But so I don't think we're going to be a fine-tuned machine week one,
Mhm.
if at all, to be quite honest with you, but definitely not week one. But I think that defense is that defense. Carolina still boasts a pretty good defense. I think they're
Mhm.
going to be a little bit better offensively. But I can see us winning this game, like, pulling away late. I'd say about 23-13, something like that.
Okay. I got an extra question before I get my prediction. Do you think the
Mm-hmm.
Saints, the offense was pretty bad and started off slow, like the first
Mm-hmm.
10, 8, 9 games of the season last year?
Yeah.
How do you see the offense, even with the offensive line in question mark right there? Do you see the
Mm-hmm.
offense moving kind of at a good tempo, fast tempo, at a
Mm-hmm.
smooth pace? I know you say you don't expect it to be
Mm-hmm.
super smooth, but do you expect to see a 10-play drive, smooth down the field, not too many third downs
Yeah.
from the Saints against Carolina?
Not right away.
Mhm.
And I think where we'll struggle a little bit early on, kind of like we did last year, is the red zone efficiency.
Okay.
I think this is going to take some time because we're in a timing offense, and I felt like so many focal points of what we're wanting to do offensively missed time, and I just
Mhm.
don't believe we're that type of team that can just pick it up. Like this is
Okay.
going to take some time.
All right. Once again, this is gonna be pretty easy for me. It's not easy for me because the Saints can get upset by anybody, but I will be picking the Saints to win this game. Like you said, I don't expect the Saints to put up big points. I would love for them to put up some big points, but I expect the Saints to have a couple big plays. And I think they can win this game probably, I want to say
Mm-hmm.
24 16, something like that. 21
Yeah.
16, 24 16. Field goals, field goal kickers might come into play. I don't see them as much as I seen them last year, but I think they will come into play. So something like
Yeah.
21-16, Saints win. Um, we'll move
Mm-hmm.
on to week 2 against the Cowboys in Dallas, where you reside, my guy. You're gonna be at that game. I'm jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's a day after my birthday. So hopefully I get a good birthday present. Your prediction on him, my guy.
I would say I do have the Saints starting 2-1 on the year, and so I
Either
don't
one of
think they're
these.
going to lose at home against Philly. So I'm gonna put this as one we lose, but that's
Mm-hmm.
just simply because I have us at a 2-1 record, and there are some things going on with that Philly game that me and a friend gonna have a conversation about when the Saints win that game. That's all I say.
Okay. Um, like you said, I do not have the Saints going 3-0. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know which one of these games I'm gonna lose,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna have the Saints losing this game to the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. Dallas just doesn't lose
Mm-hmm.
at home. Um, and the Saints offensive
Yeah.
alignment might have trouble with Michael
Yeah.
Parsons. So,
Yeah.
but one advantage, Diggs coming off an injury, get him early.
Mm-hmm.
You got Bland out for about 6 to 8 weeks. The Saints can take advantage of that if they get
Mm-hmm.
if they hold up on the offensive line, I think Olave and Shaheed could get some plays going over the top of the defense. So I wouldn't be shocked if we win that game, but I'll
Mm-hmm.
have us losing that game. And we on to Philly, with whose secondary was pretty bad last year.
Yep.
And you said they're gonna win this game.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be pretty identical to you because I just can't, as a homer, I cannot see a 1-2 start as much
Mm-hmm.
as y'all. I be trying to take all my objectivity out of it, my bias, but sometimes it comes in. Now I ain't gonna say we gonna come out here just with 13, 14 games,
Mm-hmm.
y'all. But I gotta start 2-1. We gotta bring back the hometown discount for
Yeah.
us, man. We gotta bring back the the Superdome advantage. 2-1. We taking down Philly, and then we're gonna
Mm-hmm.
see they drafted 2 cornerbacks back-to-back rounds to show up that secondary. But we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to test them out early in the year. So I got us at 2-1. On to
Yeah.
the Falcons. Kirk Cousins, Matthew Judon, Justice Simmons heard us, went on a date with us, and chose the other girl. Um, that's the real big new additions for them. Bijan Robinson, love him. Drake London from
Mhm.
USC. And they still have Kyle Pitts, who hasn't been the greatest. We don't know if that's because their quarterback play, but we
Mhm.
definitely probably might see a emergence from this office and Kirk Cousins. Do you have us
Mhm.
taking this W?
I do. I do.
Hmm.
I have us taking this win.
Okay.
You know, I think initially I had this as a loss because I always typically try to count a loss with this rivalry. It just seems to happen. But it's just something about this year. I think we end up sweeping Atlanta this year.
Hmm.
I get it. They've improved, obviously, at the quarterback position with Kirk Cousins and Michael Penix Jr. But I like to take it into account. Kirk is coming off an injury.
Hmm.
Don't know how he's going to do with that. And there's no Justin Jefferson on this offense. There's no TJ Hawkinson on this offense. Who's the play caller? There's not a lot of confidence that I get from the Falcons in that endeavor. And I
Hmm.
feel like they're leaning a lot on Kirk. So if that's the case, does he begin to press, um, you know, with what he's got going on with his injuries, especially knowing Michael Penix Jr. is right
Hmm.
behind him. And yes, they helped their pass rush getting to Matthew Judon. Obviously, they have one of the best safety duos with Jesse Bates the third, and now Justin Simmons. But the cornerbacks are still the cornerbacks. So
You don't respect AJ Terrell?
hell no.
Okay. All right.
so
Enough said.
uh, the,
With
you
this, I think this will be an advantage for the Saints because the Saints struggle
know,
with dual threat quarterbacks who can
mhm,
get outside and move. And
mhm,
Kirk Cousins coming off of Achilles, he was in that mobile before the injury.
mhm,
So I think the Saints can take advantage of this and get after the quarterback this game, and I'll have us winning this game as well. So
mhm,
both us at 3-1. I don't know how we was a month and a half ago, but we're both at 3-1 right now.
mhm,
And I'm assuming both of us have this October 7th, my anniversary, my wedding anniversary, as a
mhm.
loss.
Yeah,
You gonna shock me?
yeah. No,
It's-
no. Not that at
Mind you,
all.
though, last time we played the Chiefs at the Dome, it was a very
Mhm.
good game. We just could
Yeah.
not get Mahomes on the ground. That's when they
Mhm.
had Tyreek those, but we just couldn't get him on the ground. We was getting pressure, but couldn't get to him. That's enough said
Mhm.
right there, y'all. Um, you're very bold if you pick the Saints to beat the Chiefs. Even if the Saints are rolling by this time of the year, if we are 3-1,
Mhm.
best case scenario for the Saints, probably. When we get to the Chiefs, I still wouldn't pick them to beat the Chiefs unless the Chiefs are like
Yeah.
0-3, something like that. But
Yeah.
just gotta respect the back-to-back champs, bro. But will we be at 500 week 6 with Tampa Bay?
I got us losing that game.
Hmm.
Just we typically it's just something about those noon games playing Tampa Bay early in the season that kind of gets to us from time to time. I think they have a pretty comparable roster from top to
Hmm.
bottom with us. And so I can see us losing this game. I know we're at home, but the dome hasn't been what it's been historically in the past, and so
Hmm.
I can see Baker Mayfield kind of coming in like they did last year and winning that game, and then us kind of getting our get back on the back end.
One thing I do not, I don't fall for quarterbacks who have one good year or
Mm-hmm.
okay good year. and it's
Right.
overhyped. That's
Right.
what I think Baker Mayfield had last year. An okay year. I don't think it was a good year. I think it was.
Mhm.
I think his past year was so bad with the Panthers,
Mhm.
and then he went to the Rams. They had a good game with
Mhm.
McVay. So the expectation was so low. Nobody expect Tampa to win that division, but somebody
Mhm.
had to. When it came down to the cam down, and they had to beat the Saints to win the division,
Mhm.
they lost, and he was okay in that game.
Mhm.
So I think the Saints will beat them, beat the Tampa Bay
Mhm.
Buccaneers, especially if Lattimore's there. That's extra chip with him and Mike Evans. I love that
Yeah.
matchup. So, like I
So
said, I'm not too much of a fan of the
yeah.
1 year quarterbacks. Like the overhype, I know I'm throwing a shot. The overhype of
Mhm.
Jordan Love, the overhype of
Yeah.
he had a good year. Y'all, the same thing with CJ Stroud. Even though you can't fault CJ Stroud because that was his first year, but
Mhm.
these other guys, I just don't like the half year, 1 year guys that did just the overhype. So
Okay.
if Baker Mayfield shows good tape, good games this year,
Yeah.
then I can lay my flag down for him. I can respect it, but
Mhm.
I have to
So
see it
after the
first.
first, so after the first six, I'm at 500, 3-3, and you at 4-2.
Yep, 4-2.
Okay.
We play our old friend, Sean Payton.
Yeah.
He gonna pull all the stocks off for this with his new captain, Bo Nix, rookie quarterback,
Mhm.
40-year-old rook. Do you have us beating the Denver Broncos at home?
I do, but I also want to plug in a bold prediction here. I think in that loss that I have on my record to Tampa Bay, I believe Spencer Rattler will get his first action
Mm-hmm.
in the Saints uniform, like in the regular season. I think the Denver game will be his first start.
Whoa, from
That's
injury or
I
just
think
bad play?
I don't know, and I don't want to
You don't
wish
know.
injury on a player, so
Mm-hmm.
I won't say that. But
Okay.
I'm predicting that matchup against Sean Payton, Week 7, will be Spencer Rattler's first start.
Okay, now we going on to this, y'all. I'm gonna have to get out of here in a few, so we're gonna have to skate through these traits
Yeah,
because baby girl has to get picked up, and I
I
don't want to
got
hear
you.
mama mouth. So,
Hmm.
do you have a dub with Spencer Rattler starting though?
I do. Vince Denver, I do.
Okay, Spencer with his first start against our old head coach, the
Hmm.
old general of the Sakes. I don't know. I have us at 4-2. I just can't see us at 5-2. Am I crazy right now? Because we start this good, we just gonna have a terrible back end of the schedule.
Right.
And with I'm looking at our schedule, it's soft at the end. Giants,
Hmm.
Washington, Raiders, Tampa, Carolina again.
Hmm.
I don't know. We at home. It's a dub.
All right.
It's a dub. Jump in and take a dub. We ain't see you. We ain't see you since you left us high and dry. It's a dub. Now we're gonna be going on to Jim Harbaugh. This is Jim Harbaugh, right? I
Yeah,
always get
Jim.
confused.
Yeah.
Jim Harbaugh coming from Michigan off a national championship.
Hmm.
New quarterback just out.
Yep. I got us losing that one. I just think we play
Okay.
a better team, better coach, better
10
quarterback.
days rest as well.
Hmm.
Um, I would take that as a loss.
Hmm.
Even though the Chargers, their wide receiver room is not looking
Yeah.
like it's real iffy. They lost their 2 wide receivers. So I have us at 6-3.
Okay.
Um, right now facing Carolina. Do you think they will split with Carolina?
I do.
Okay.
So I have a
Division
split with
game.
Carolina and Tampa this year. Yeah.
Okay. And so you have
Mhm.
a sweep in Atlanta.
Yes.
The
Yes.
Atlanta hate is super real.
Yeah.
I got us beat in Carolina twice. The
Okay.
Saints cannot afford to lose any games against super lesser teams.
Hmm.
And I don't see nowhere where Carolina improved that this year
Yeah.
besides experience with Bryce Young. So we'll
Right.
see. So that is 7 wins for me. The
Okay.
Falcons, we know you said they're going to sweep the Falcons. Do you think
Hmm.
these games will be close?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
They're gonna be 10 or less, I think.
Okay. I think the Falcons will split with the Saints. I think the
Okay.
offense will be too good with Kirk Cousins. They have too many weapons.
Hmm.
In one game, a big play here or there, pass interference, something like that will help them out.
Hmm.
On to Cleveland. That is at home. Luckily, we're not in Cleveland playing that defense, that defensive team. All depends on their quarterback situation. But
Yeah.
I I might think Jameis Winston is starting by then. With like you said, Spencer Rattler might be starting. The way Deshaun has been looking, I want Deshaun to be great because he was great in Houston, and he looked
Hmm.
like he was on his way to like big things. But if he it's all about their quarterback, and if I think
Yeah,
if Jameis plays, I think they still can beat the Saints.
yeah. So what you gonna say we taking a
I'm
win
going to
or
say it's
L
a
in that game?
loss. I'm going to say it's a loss
Yeah.
against that defense.
All right. So I
Miles
think
Garrett,
that
I think he's going to wreck it.
all right. So I think that has us both at 6-5 at the bye. That's how we so
No,
we both
that's
got the
7-4. That's 7-4 for me.
7-4 for you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got
So we have,
Carolina, Philly,
yeah. Yeah.
Falcons,
You're right.
Tampa, Denver, and Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 7.
Okay.
7-4.
All
You
right. So
six
that's where
and
we
five.
go. Okay.
So we get our rematch with the game that everybody skips over last year that could have got us in a
Hmm.
playoff, but everybody wants to
Yeah.
point to the Green Bay game.
Hmm.
But if we beat the Rams, we would have been in the playoffs when it
Yep.
all mattered. And Sean McVay embarrassed Dennis Allen.
Yep.
They embarrassed our whole team because their offense was unstoppable. And I have this as a loss coming off the bye week.
Okay. So do I. So I got that
So
as
do
a
you?
loss. Yeah.
No, you don't think Dennis Allen comes back with a better game plan?
I would hope so. But I mean,
Hopefully
I
we're
just think we're
healthy.
going against a better quarterback. But it'll be great. Hopefully we healthy too, but we're the Saints. So
Yes, hopefully we healthy.
all right.
I have these next two games against the NFC East.
East.
I have a
Is
sweep in these two guys.
same.
I have a sweep in these two guys. So
Same.
we come off the bye with a loss and get it back. Mind you, the New York game is in New York though, cold weather. But Daniel Jones, he
What is
might
Daniel
not be
Jones?
starting. He might not be starting.
Hey, bro. Like,
We might
come
see
on.
Tommy DeVito again, man.
Next. Next.
Um,
Um,
and that's 9 wins right there for me,
yeah.
and
And
that's
then you
8
go
for
to
you.
Green Bay.
We're going to Green Bay with Jordan Love, man. Here's one of the quarterbacks I called out for that half a year and got that
Yeah.
big contract. Will he? A lot of people are so high on Green Bay right now. What do you
Yeah.
think?
I think we take the L mainly because we are playing a cold weather game against a better quarterback, really good defense. So I have us taking a loss in that game against Green Bay.
We blew a loss last year against them.
We
I
did.
think we get. I think we get that win this year. I think we
Okay.
learn from our mistakes, even though our quarterback went down. I think we beat Green Bay.
Okay.
Even though they have those wide receivers, a bunch of wide receivers, fast, athletic, young. I think we beat them.
Okay.
And the Raiders, they're the Raiders. If we
Okay.
lose to them,
Yeah. And I got us winning against the Raiders and the Bucks.
oh, so you got us closing the season 2-0,
Yeah.
and that puts you at 10. That puts me at
Mhm.
11.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm one game ahead from our 1 month
Yeah.
and a half ago. And I think it's all gonna come down to those first 5 games for us. That
Hmm.
Dallas, Eagles, Falcons, Kansas City will determine our season. Because that can either 1-4 start.
For
And
sure.
somebody fired, quarterback change, Kamara traded, something. So that game, those four games can tell a lot, y'all. Um, but like y'all, I have to roll. Sorry for the speedy picks,
Exactly.
but
Yeah.
I'm at 11-6.
Yep.
You're at 10-7.
I am.
We still doing the game day picks. We find a day for it before the season
Yeah. We'll
starts.
we'll
Sunday.
find a day. Yeah,
Hmm.
we'll try because we already did Thursday, so we're gonna try. We're gonna do Friday. We're just gonna do a quick little episode of some of the weekend's picks
Hmm.
and just tell you what we think. And we're gonna be
All right.
keeping track of that. See who the lead dog is
Yeah,
by the
come
end
on,
of
man.
the
Y'all,
year.
it's on me. Y'all know I do this. But y'all, Bayou Ballers Podcast, please drop y'all record predictions under this post on Twitter and go on YouTube and comment y'all record predictions of what y'all think the Saints will be.
Yeah.
I'm at 11 wins, Trey at 10, but I can tell you this bold prediction. I wouldn't be shocked if we had 8, and I wouldn't be shocked if we had 7, something like that. So, but I'm going with 11, y'all. I'm in a safe zone. But once again, thank y'all for watching. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and we out.
Peace.